Hello everyone, this is Jerry from MCC, Mansfield Community Center, doing a video on basic body exercises. This will be a workout for anyone at any age, depending on your ability. You can work harder, you can work less hard. Time is 45 seconds per exercise, 15 seconds rest. This is no equipment other than your body. You can add equipment later if you want, but this is not necessary for this workout. We will not be going through the full 45 seconds of each one. We're going to start with a warm-up. I'll describe that first. You can do this exercise on your own. We will cover each exercise, and once it's done, you can go for 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. There'll only be 8 exercises that are required in this workout. And always, before you start any exercise program, especially if you're new to it or haven't done it for a while, please consult your physician and get a release to make sure that you're okay to do this. If you have any mitigating circumstances that require you to adjust your exercise, you are in control, so you do that. It's not necessary that you follow every exercise the way I do it or the way that someone else does it. This is your workout. Make it your workout. You work as hard or as easy as you want, and we'll start with the basic warm-up. I always like to get the body warmed up. It's a protocol that should be done for everyone. It doesn't take long, maybe 5 to 8 minutes, and you can start with jumping jacks or a march. If you cannot do a jumping jack, just start marching in place. So your first exercise would be getting your hips warmed up. Okay, you want to get the synovial fluid to the joints. You want to increase that core temperature. You want to reduce the viscosity of the blood. Takes about 30 seconds of each exercise for warm-up. You can do that a little longer. If you're feeling really good, maybe shorten it up. But your warm-up should be about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, so here's the first warm-up exercise. Okay, jumping jacks. You can modify if you can't go over your head. Okay, second exercise, marching in place if you can't do the jumping jacks. Remember that. Second exercise will be an overhead reach. So basically you're just going to stretch up, make yourself as long as possible, elongate that spine, and then slightly reach the right arm, okay, or left arm in this case for you, over the shoulder of the right side. Come back to the other side and reach. You're stretching the torso, elongating the spine. And then with that, you're just going to come forward and stretch out 90 degrees at a hip hinge. Come back up, reach, reach. And repeat that for about 30 seconds. Okay, hip circles. Always a nice exercise. Start with a small circle and reverse the direction. Okay, if you wish to go deeper, you certainly can, but try not to go too far in extension, which is leaning back, especially if you have back issues. Okay, and you would go in both directions. Okay, knee circles. Again, both directions. Ankle circles, okay? You can hold on to something if you need to, back up to the wall if you need for balance in either case, and you're just working those ankles. If you have problem with ankle mobility, this is a really good exercise to do even when you're not working out. Okay, arm circles for the shoulders. You really want to make sure that you can loosen those shoulder joints. Very critical joint, most mobile joint in your body, but depending on what you've been doing in your life, you may have some mobility issues, you may have pain, you may have rotator cuff issues causing that pain. Whatever the case is, you're in control. Make the movement slow, controlled, but try to get the full range of motion that is pain-free. Pain-free range of motion is what we're looking for. After your shoulder circles, okay, you really should warm up your neck. Usually I like to start from the top down, but you got to get the blood flowing first, so we do the larger body movements first. Critical that your neck feels good. If you have restrictions, you've got vertebrae that are fused or whatever, be careful, but you still have to look a little bit left and right. You're in control. Just make sure that you get good movement. Again, pain-free range of motion. Okay. External hip rotations. Okay, the hip moves internally, externally. A lot of what we do in exercise requires that. So basically it's bringing the knee up and bringing it out. Okay, you can alternate, or you can go to one side and keep doing 10, 12 reps, go to the other side. Okay, then we have internal rotation. Okay, you're basically turning that hip in, crossing it over your body. I like to stay on one side for that for about 10, 12 reps rather than alternating, but you can certainly alternate if you wish to do so. Okay. We finish up with a march in place or jumping jacks. Okay. And then if you've done about 30 seconds or so of that of each one, you've done about 5 minutes, give or take, maybe a little bit longer. When you start your program, this exercise, you should have a water bottle nearby. You should have a towel maybe if you need it, if you start sweating a lot. Gauge what you're doing, okay? Depending on your age and physical ability, you may need to rest more than 15 seconds between the workout exercises. If you don't and want to make it more metabolic, more cardiovascular, just go from one exercise to the next with as little rest as possible. The goal is to do 8 exercises. That's one complete round or one complete circuit. You can do 2 to 4 circuits. If you're doing 1 minute per exercise at 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, you have an 8-minute workout. You do that 3 or 4 times, you have an adequate workout. Start with the old favorite, basic primary move, squatting. Can't talk enough about it. Not going to spend a lot of time here talking about it, but here's the fact is that you need to squat. Don't need to do hundreds of them, but you need to squat. You sit on a chair, you sit on a toilet, you're squatting. Hip hinge is the key. And the hip hinge is not just bending at the waist, it's bending at the hips. Okay? But with a true squat, it's not just the hinge, it's a slight push back of the glutes. So, counterbalance, your arms can come up for counterbalance. If you can do it with your hands here, that's better. Even the hands on the hips, you place the hands where you want. If this feels better than this, yeah, that's fine. You do it the way you feel is safest for you and that you can get the best range of motion that is, again, pain-free. So squatting, okay. I'm going to turn sideways here. Okay, there's your squat. 45 seconds, depending on how fast you go. The key here is this is not about speed, okay? We're not doing a workout that's necessarily a speed workout. You can go faster, that makes it more cardiovascular, but you want to focus a little bit on eccentric action. That's the action of going down slowly, coming up at the regular speed. Doesn't have to be super slow. It should take about 3 to 4 seconds to get down, a couple seconds to get back up, but you'll do it at your pace. You do it faster, it's just a little bit more metabolic. And again, take this workout, make it your own. Do it the way you want to do it. Okay? Rows. How do you do rows when you have no weights? Okay, well, one of the ways is just by imagining pulling. You can do this. You can also add something to it. Okay, you can actually pick up a can of beans or a gallon of water or some other weight. You can use a grocery bag and put some weight in it. Okay, the next video I'll show you some of that. But you don't have to. Just retracting the scaps, that motion is a row, and that it's great for the posture. It's absolutely necessary. We do so much work with the front of the body, we tend to forget about the back. We get this leaning forward texting, we got rounded shoulders. Want to fix that? Pull it back. Pull it back. So there's your rows. 45 seconds, transition 15 seconds to the next exercise, which will be a lateral lunge. Okay? They call this a lunge because you're stepping, but if you think about it as a squat, and I don't have a lot of room here to do this, okay, you're going to step. Okay, I'm going to shift this a little bit. Okay. All right. You can go as low as you comfortably can. Okay, or you can go whatever range is good for you. Okay, again, let the arms come out for counterbalance if you need to. You can do alternating. You can do 20 seconds or so per side. It's up to you. You can do 45 seconds one side, 45 seconds another, if you're so inclined to do so.